Good morning and welcome to the Black Expo Talk. I'm host Lil O, and make sure you check out my Facebook page. I have a Facebook entertainment page. It's called Lil O Experience, where I post interviews of music artists, people who are doing good in the community, and I'm a Blaze One radio reporter, so definitely check out my interviews on the Lil O Experience on both Facebook and Instagram. Also check out my YouTube page, the Lil O Experience 2024. Make sure you like, share, and follow. Also, we are shooting here at the Blake Annex Studio in Albany. Check us out online, I should say, at your favorite social media platforms. Subscribe, like, follow, and share. This show is sponsored by the CNYS Black Expo, happening on November 9th at the Empire State Plaza Convention Center. Also, you can check out 518blacklist.com, place for your own black businesses. You can post your business on there. Anything that you have going on, you can post it on 518blacklist.com. And also Imprint Universe, your complete print partner. So definitely check us out there on those platforms. Today's guests, we have Mr. Paul Kane and Mr. Tashawn Murdock. How you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Morning, thanks for having me.
Of course, absolutely. Thank you guys for being here. So, Mr. Paul Kane, we're going to start with you. You have an organization called the Red Bookshelf. It's an organization pretty much where you're, getting kids to read more. You're giving out free books. When did you start this program?
So I didn't start the Red Bookshelf.
Okay.
I'm Batman, and a lot of what I do is trying to help the city as much as possible. So I was fortunate enough to come across this program that two women had started, and they invited me in to become executive director and really take the direction of the organization in a whole new way. And I appreciated that, and I very much jumped in because it allowed me to be Batman and work with kids and really plant seeds to change the future. So I got there about 4 years ago. I think it was 2020. And since then, we've expanded the program. We do reading programs, contests, anything of the sort. And that's kind of where we overlap with the Expo, because with the focus of the gala and young people and having scholarships, that's an area of interest for us. So however we can help with community development and partnering, we're always open to. The Expo allows us a great opportunity.
Okay. Red Bookshelf. How has that grown from the first year that these women started and you came on board to now? How does that grow?
A bunch of Red Bookshelves in the community and give away free books.
Okay.
Since I've joined, we've added the programming element, right? Because it's about access, practice, and motivation. If you want to teach somebody how to do something, we believe that you need those three things. You need access to the thing, right? You need practice in doing the things to show you how. And you need motivation to continue doing that moving forward. So for me, we added elements like our superhero academies. We go to elementary schools and we bring superheroes in costume to encourage the kids to read. They might make promises to me and they'll break them, but when they make a promise to Spider-Man, they keep that promise.
Right.
So it kind of works. With middle school kids, mind your business. We bring in entrepreneurs who have started businesses, and our kids start businesses in real time. So we have 13-year-olds who have started businesses around gaming, baking, whatever else you can think of, and they understand how to make money, how to make their money work for them, what investments look like, and that entire process. And then moving forward in high school, we actually have mentoring programs. We're bringing kids to discuss civic engagement, social responsibility, why we help each other, what real life superheroes look like. And the effort is to support them along their personal journeys as we get them to reinvest in the community. So we've been able to expand in that way, and that's kind of where using literacy as a current through everything, it works for me with all the things that I want to do. Sorry for that.
No, it's okay. I think so. The Red Bookshelf that has been, you said, 4 years, right?
It's been around for about 10. I think it is. I've been there for 4, and it's allowed me just the opportunity to connect with other entrepreneurs. And I say, I'm fortunate enough to be here with an author who's written children's books, and we've been able to partner with him to get his books out, get him to come read to kids, and it works with both parties. And we just believe that, as Black people, we have to work together. We have to support each other whenever we can. So trying my best to do that. And the Red Bookshelf and the Expo allowed me the opportunity.
Okay. To you, Mr. Tishan Murdock. Okay, since we are speaking about children's books, getting kids to read, you're an author yourself. So why don't you talk a little bit about what you do and how you got into writing, and you're also in charge of the Grand Arts Community Center over there. So why don't you talk a little bit about that?
It's an interesting story how I got to write. My wife and I were having this conversation the other day. We were talking about the story.
Okay.
And the story is I started off with wanting to write this huge chapter book, being this philosopher and doctor, right? And I realized that. All right, go ahead. I realized that I didn't need to do that. I just needed to realize what my talents were, and that I didn't need to be big and impressive for multiple people. And so a couple of years ago in 2020, I was in the conference room at the Boys and Girls Club, and a bunch of our friends were just sitting around. We were talking about all these things we wanted to do, and it hit me. Oh, I'm in youth development. I've been in youth development for 20 years. Why
Right.
not write a children's book? This is what I do all the time. I live youth development. And so I decided, let's write one. So, friends will be friends. And somebody was like, yo, listen, if you're serious, I'll connect you with an illustrator. I was like, for real? And he connected me. And from there, we went to writing I Can and I Will, which is, my favorite book out of the two that I've written.
Okay.
But I have the second one coming out. It's called I Am Brave and Bright, and it's affirmations for kids who are struggling and having obstacles with bullying. Bullying is prevalent. I was bullied as a kid, and so it's so important to have those consistent reminders about how you can overcome that obstacle and that you can achieve anything you want to achieve. And that's the same thing that we go along with I Can and I Will, which is empowering kids to be anything they want to be. They can be a firefighter, they can be a doctor, they can be a lawyer, they can be a streamer, just
Right.
opening that door to conversations. And then for Grand Street Community Arts, very similar to Batman. I was brought into the organization in 2015 as a board member. I left because of personal reasons, returned in 2017 as an interim executive director, and I always say, and we're in 2025,
Right.
and still there. But the exciting thing about Grand Street Community Arts is that it is starting to become a beacon of hope for a community that has a lack of resource that people tend to overlook or use as a way for opportunity to step up the ladder. With Grand Street, my goal is that this building becomes a place where people can come in and express themselves,
Okay.
but also house programs that don't have spaces to do the great work that they're doing. It's no sense for Grand Street to reinvent the wheel, except for to help oil the wheel that's already existing, so that programs can continue to grow.
Okay.
All right, that's great. Now, how do you guys feel about the Black Expo? How do you feel? Because this has been the Black Expo has been going on for 6 years now. Each of you have been a part of it. How do you feel about the Black Expo?
I have great respect for Tatiana and what she's been able to create out of the Black Expo. I'm an entrepreneur. I've done business consulting, and I think it's so important that businesses of all kinds, but especially businesses of color and small business have the ability to grow and have the opportunity to showcase what they have.
Okay.
And a lot of times there aren't opportunities like the Black Expo for these small businesses to showcase what they are really all about. And we can't expect for small business to grow if we don't give those opportunities. And I believe the Black Expo actually does that on a profound level, for sure.
Yeah, not for nothing. The Black Expo is kind of a perfect storm of like everything it should be and could be, right?
Right.
When I talk to people a lot of times about starting businesses, it's terrifying for them. And they're like, I can't start a business. I can't, that's just crazy. And it's
Right.
like, chill, bro. Like, have you really thought about what that looks like?
Right.
And I think it's hard to unlearn the conditioning because for lots of years, all we're taught is how to get jobs.
Yes.
That's it. Where, hey, this is how you fill out an application. This is how you do a resume. Nobody ever talks about bookkeeping. Nobody ever talks about how to do your taxes. Nobody ever talks about business structures or whatever.
Right.
So a lot of what we do is just jobs. So the expo allows people to see in real time small businesses that have taken that leap, that are doing that thing for real, and they're actually making money, and these people are happy, and it allows everybody to kind of come together to support that. And then not just that, but like you said, with Tatiana, like it's led by black women. That's crazy. Like in the image of her grandmother, black women, like it's
Right.
crazy. And then for me personally too, my nonprofit True Heart Inc., we're part of, we make donations and we support the scholarships that happen at the gala and whatnot too. So it's small business, it's community, it's black women in leadership, it's investing in our youth. The expo becomes a lot of the things that we need right now. So I'm very appreciative of the expo in and of itself. I'm glad we get to be a part of it.
And I think to that point, it's also something that has become a consistent staple, which is also very important. A lot of times we have, forgive me, but we have imposters. Imposters in our community who create these things as distractions. And then they're here for a year and they disappear.
Right.
And so in this case with the Black Expo, it's something that we've seen year over year. I remember the first year, I think I was with Musa, bringing our table up to the event.
Right.
And so it's just grown over time. But the one thing that remains is that it's all about the business and growing. And what I mean by that is the individualized businesses that sign up to table or to be a participant. And I'm a believer that small business is what grows community. We don't talk about that. And so I think that the Expo does a great job at that, understanding that not only does small business grow community, but black business grows community and in a profound way. So I think it's cool, and I think to see something like this continue to grow every year is awesome, especially for our community.
Okay. All right. So you feel that the Black Expo has had a profound influence on the community of the 518.
Absolutely. Who else is doing it?
Right.
Straight up.
I mean, who else is doing it, and who else had the courage to step out and do something like that? Black business isn't always supported. To be honest, as a leader, if I walk in a room full of white people and I walk in, I'm not seen as a business owner. I'm not seen as a person that leads the charge in various different aspects.
Right.
I'm seen as a black person. However, when you walk into the Black Expo, every business of color is seen
Yes.
and heard and understood. And not only does it create opportunity, but it creates a network too, where you can meet other businesses and make connection outside of that.
Okay. All right. Great. Now, where would you guys like to see the Black Expo go from here?
I'd like to see it expand, not for nothing. I felt like we can get a whole weekend out of it. You know what I mean? I think,
Right.
We can have additional activities, do stuff in other places around the city. It can expand and become a thing that takes over the whole entire weekend. And there's this at the Palace and there's a show. So I think the sky's the limit just because of the numbers of engagement, right? Like you asked about the impact. I see so many people that go and so many people that are excited about it. It becomes a thing because year after year, people understand, the expo is coming. That's an energy we can build on, right? That's something we can invite people to. It's
Right.
a safe space. It's things that make sense and helps everybody. So moving forward, I think it can expand and the sky's the limit. Let's go crazy.
Okay. All right. Great. Well, this year, like I said, the Black Expo is going on 6 years now, and we're partnering with the Albany Job Fair. So I know you guys mentioned that, they the Black Expo teaches you how to get a job, resume and stuff like that. So how do you feel about now that this changed, that they're partnering with the Albany Job Fair?
Yeah, I just want to clear it up because no disrespect to jobs, right? I understand, chill, don't pay the bills.
Right.
I got a
I got a job. It's cool. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying we have to expose people to additional opportunities. That's not the only way, is all I'm saying. And there are tons of jobs that provide security and long-term benefits and and actually you do something good in the community and other stuff. So I'm not saying like all jobs are the word. That's not what I mean.
Okay.
I'm just saying we have to expose our young people to opportunities outside of that don't happen too often. So the Expo gives us a great opportunity to showcase that entrepreneurship is a valid option as well. So it's a marriage of the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I was going to say that because I think what we're finding, especially with young people, is that the traditional job isn't always the route that they are looking to go, at least at first, right? And so I think the Expo, I think it's great that they're partnering with the Albany Job Fair.
Yes, it is.
And so, I think that's a great opportunity because, again, it's about multiple options. It's not just about one. And, a part of me writing Icon, and I will, at the front of the book, it has kids standing on a moon. And each of them are in different outfits. And the point of that is that you can do multiple things. You can have a full-time job and have a full-time business too at the same time and be banking. And so I think that that partnership is profound in the sense that you can be an entrepreneur and get a job at the same time and do all of it if you want.
Okay, all right, well said. Well, I think we are going to wrap up this segment, but before we do, you can also find any events that you are interested in on the 518blacklist.com. Okay, guys, why don't you tell people, we'll start off with Paul, why don't you tell people where they can find you at, where they can contact you at, if they have a child or if they have children who would like to get involved in the Red Shelf book program.
Yeah, absolutely. You can find me at Paul Kane on Facebook, Batman at theredbookshelf.org, or savethecity.us.
Okay, and Deshaun, why don't you tell your contact info where they can find you at if they're interested in, wanting to get to know you, wanting to know how you became an author, your books, everything like that. Let people know where they can contact you at and where they can get your books at.
Sure. So to contact me or to get books is tshawnmurdock.com. Very short and simple.
Okay.
You can access the social media stuff for me and how to get books. You can order books directly on that website. And then for information on Grand Street, it's grandarts.org. And you can email me there, tshawn@grandarts.org.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And like I said, this is the Black Expo Talk. I'm your host, Lil O, and we will see you